Hi, my name is James Shepard, and today I want to talk to you about the biggest enemy of prospecting. And this one might surprise you a little bit. The biggest enemy of prospecting is thinking. The biggest enemy of prospecting is thinking. So one of the things that you have to understand and learn how to do if you're going to build your merchant services portfolio is that you have to learn the difference between prospecting and thinking. They're two very, very different things. Let me explain what I mean by that. Let's talk about your pitch for a second. So many of you are thinking about, okay, I need to do a really good pitch. So what's my pitch going to be? Well, one of the big mistakes that you can make is that you're out in the field, you walk into that first business, and when you walk in there, you're like, okay, you give this pitch, and things don't go well. They weren't very receptive to the pitch, so you leave the business, and then you go sit in your car, and you sit there for like 10 minutes, and what are you doing? Well, you're thinking. You're like, that pitch didn't go very well. Let me write out a new pitch. You know what? Maybe I should call somebody and see what they think about my pitch. Maybe I should email somebody. Maybe I should go back to my office and really think about this pitch because, I might need to take the rest of the day to think about this pitch because it's just not going very well. No, those are all terrible, terrible ideas. You know why? Because that's thinking, not prospecting. The biggest enemy of prospecting is thinking. The way to do it is to go to your office or you're at your house, figure out your pitch, take some time to get that pitch, write it down, figure out what you want. Then you say, okay, now I'm going to go prospecting for 2 hours. And while you're out during those 2 hours, you just use the pitch that you wrote out. You don't think about the pitch. You don't try to improve the pitch. You just go from door to door to door to door, and all you do is you just say the pitch over and over again, and you don't think about it for 2 hours. Let me give you another example. You go to a business, you walk in, you talk to them, maybe it's a lead. You got an appointment scheduled lead. So it's in a mini mall. And you go there, you walk in, and you look at that, you have your conversation, you leave, and you're like, well, now what am I going to do? And what do? You start thinking. Let's see. Should I go to this business? Well, it looks like maybe it's a corporate location. I don't know about that. Should I go to that one? Well, that looks like that could be a franchise. What about this one? Well, that one might be high risk. I don't know if I should go to that one or not, right? What in the world are you doing? You're thinking. Guess what? I would have already beaten you. I would have already outsold you. You know why? Because I would have walked into all three of those businesses, and the odds are that probably one of them would have been interested, and I probably could have sold them. So the biggest enemy of prospecting is thinking. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't ever think. That doesn't mean that you don't ever take time to ensure that you've got things right and that your pitch is good and that you have the right rebuttal to a certain objection. Of course you're doing those things, but the key thing that you need to understand is those activities of thinking and trying to understand, those are different activities from prospecting. Prospecting is literally just mindlessly going about and interrupting people. That's what prospecting is. Prospecting is you just mindlessly, you're turning your brain off, trusting your instincts, trusting the pitch you already had, focused on the prospect, not thinking about anything else, and just walking from one business to the next, picking up the phone and dialing a number, pick up the phone, dial another number, pick up the phone, dial another number. And so what happens is even on the phone, this happens so much because you're sitting there, you've got a big list of people you're going to call. You call the first 3 or 4, and every single one you call, you're looking them up on Google Maps, right? And you're looking at their website. Let me look at their website. Let me look at all the navigation links that they have. Let me read about their story on, the local news station. What are you thinking? The odds are they're not even going to pick the phone up. Or if they do pick the phone up, the odds are they may not even be interested in what you're talking about. So that's a total waste of your time. Don't think about it. Prospecting is about call the next number, call the next number, call the next number. And if you just keep doing that over and over and over again, you are going to outperform the person who is thinking about the next number and thinking about the next business they're going to walk into. You're going to outperform them all day long because, yes, you may get some things wrong. You may miss a few things. But if you're just work, then at the end of that, when your 2 hours of prospecting or 3 hours of prospecting is over, of course it's time to think. And I like taking really good notes. After a prospecting visit, I'll put some notes in my CRM and, hey, here's what happened on this one. But I'm not thinking about it. I'm just on to the next one, on to the next one. And then by the time that's all done, guess what I get to do? Well, now I get to think about it, right? Now I get to sit down and say, boy, that was an interesting 3 hours. Let's take a half an hour or so to really think through this. And see, one of the big dangers in thinking while you're prospecting is that you're basing your thoughts on that one prospect or on that, one business owner and their objection. Whereas if you wait until after 3 hours, you're going to start to see some patterns, right? You're going to start to see some things emerge of like, oh, well, you know what? That objection, that one person had that, but that was just off the wall. Nobody else had that objection to the pitch. So the pitch actually works pretty well. I've seen so many salespeople where I'll work with them and we'll create this amazing pitch, right? They walk into one business and they do the pitch and the person's like, I'm not interested, get out of here. And they're like, oh, that pitch sucks, I got to do another one. No, you don't. That was one person. What if, first of all, you don't even know how to deliver the pitch yet, right? You're not even that good at the pitch yet. Also, that's one person. The best pitch is only going to make 2 out of 3 people interested. The other one, they're not going to be interested at all anyway. Like no matter what you do, 1 out of every 3 or 4 or 5 people is definitely not going to be interested. So don't base all of your thinking on one prospect. You need to go to a lot of prospects over 2 or 3 hours. Then you sit back and look at the broader picture and look for patterns, look for objections that you heard a lot, and then you make adjustments to your pitch. So your adjustments will be a lot better and your use of time will be 10 times better. So the biggest enemy of prospecting is thinking. Stop thinking while you're prospecting and just go get it done. Because as I said in the last video, and I want to keep saying it so you remember it, prospecting isn't fun. It isn't easy and you're never going to like it. But if you want to be successful, you have to do it anyway.